Let me write here. So we are also I have seen one question from product cycle model also. So basic of product cycle model we are also going to do. We are also going to do image rising growth theory. Who gave image rising growth theory? Anyone? Anyone? Any idea? Who?
Sen Bhagwati.
No, Jagdish Bhagwati. Sen is different, Bhagwati is different. Yeah, almost there. Sen Bhagwati are not even brother. There is no title, same title. Jagdish Sen and Jagdish Bhagwati and Amartya Sen. So Sen Jagdish Sen is not there. Sen Bhagwati is not there. So answer is Jagdish Bhagwati. Jagdish Bhagwati in 1950s or 57 something. Image rising growth theory they gave. So we'll also see that. And apart from this, so how we will proceed? Let me just write it here. So trade theory. In trade theory, from here you can note it down, and if you're just listening here, most of you people watch the recorded lecture. I know that, I can understand, but there is no problem. So here we will see in trade theory, first there will be old trade theory, old trade theories. It is not pronounced as theories, it is pronounced as theories. So in trade theories there is old trade theories, and then you will have new trade theories, new trade entity, new trade theory. So just let me know what are the topics in old trade theories. Anyone? Any idea?
Sir, absolute advantage.
Yes, absolute advantage. Yes, absolute advantage by Adam Smith.
Comparative disadvantage theory.
Comparative disadvantage or advantage?
It's a comparative advantage by Ricardo.
Comparative advantage theory. What was the name of book of Ricardo? Anyone? What was the name of Ricardo book? Ricardo wrote which book? Please tell me the name. Yes, Hexer-Ohlin theory. Hexer-Ohlin. It came in, I think, 1933. Anyone? Ricardo wrote a famous book. Can someone tell me the name of book? Anyone? Please put effort.
On the principles of political economy.
Yes, and taxation. It was written in 1817. Such things are rarely mentioned in the book. That's why I told you since beginning itself, CUET is all about concepts, theories, and facts. So these are facts. You should also know this. So this is the basic.
Sir, Leontief paradox.
Leontief paradox is not the theory. It is covered under Hexer-Ohlin theory itself. Leontief paradox means it is opposite of Hexer-Ohlin. So that is Leontief paradox. Hexer-Ohlin का यह opposite है, Leontief paradox. ठीक है? That is we will do these things in the old trade theory. Now coming to the new trade theory that we are going to do, simplifying just you. So in new trade theory, there are several things, but we'll see here economies of scale. Economies of scale, and sometimes it can be also categorized as imperfect market trade theories. Imperfect market trade theories. Because other three, what we just saw there, we assume perfect market. So there is a difference. Here we will also see a famous theory given by Paul Krugman. Anyone knows? Anyone? Paul Krugman theory based on? No idea. Chalo, we'll see. Here,
imperfect market.
Imperfect market, but also Krugman theory deals with economies of scale and monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition trade theory. Then in
network effect, sir.
Yes, correct. And in that only we will see product cycle model theory. Product cycle model trade theories. This sometimes also known as technological gap model. Who gave this? Anyone? Who gave technological gap theory? Werman, W-E-R-M-O-N, in 1961. Please once cross check. Match the following they can ask. See, here are list of 7-8 trade theories. So one side on the A box they will write trade theories. On the B box they will write their name associated with the economist. So you have to just match the following. So this will be the performer. In between we will start with the basic of India. And beyond that we will also see basics like gravity model. What is gravity? Who gave gravity model? Anyone? Gravity model of trade theory. Anyone? Who gave?
Sir, Jan
Tinbergen. Very good. When? 1962. Very good. Acha, I have sent a PDF of international economics based on Salvatore. Did anyone visit that? Have you opened
Yes,
that? How was that PDF?
so it was good.
Yes, so trust me, entire Salvatore that is covered in hardly 20 to 22 pages, and beyond this question is not asked. Trust me. Just you go through once and how simply it is made. You will be surprised. This notes is made, I think, 7 years back when I was in graduation. So let's start from the today's topic. As I told you, we'll start with the basics, India and the world. So topic you should write first, India and world. There are few things that you are supposed to read from the Indian economy book. Just I sent in the group. उड़ान करके एक बुक होगा where you have to read, I think, page number 10 to page number 80, 81. That's it. Hardly 70 pages you have to read. So it is a kind of PPT kind of thing. So you can revise the entire book in hardly 3 hours. So I have sent it. If somebody is unable to find it, I will resend it again. The group people were discussing there. हाँ, तो इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड में क्या है, आपको क्या चीजें ध्यान रखनी है इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड में. फर्स्ट, एक्सचेंज रेट. When did India switch from fixed exchange rate to flexible exchange rate? When did anyone?
1991.
1993. And see, there are few things that need not to be discussed here, but from today onwards, whatever class I will be taking, you please make a list of keywords. So here I will be mentioning keywords. What you are supposed to do, just you have to Google it, because I know many of you people are not good in Indian economy and many of you are very scared. So deliberately this initiative I have started in keywords. I will be basically taking 3-4 important keywords. I will be telling you, you just Google that. If you are unable to understand, in next class you can ask. So for today's keywords, you please go and Google FERA, FERA, or FERA Act, FEMA, FEMA, FEMA Act, FERA and FEMA. You please Google it. And Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC 2016. Just Google it. And question from in CUET, they will ask just from the first, second para of that any Google or Wikipedia material. Just basic you should know. So you should Google it. In between, if I something important found, I will note it down. So some important things here. So in 93, what happened? Exchange rate shift. So this shift in exchange rate was the under, in fact, LPG. So this you can take it as a liberalization program, because in 1991 we started economic reforms and exchange rate was one of them. Apart from this exchange rate and world, you are also supposed to read India and BOP. BOP is all about international transaction. It does not deal with only Indians. So BOP is very, very important things that you must know. In BOP, coming to here, there are two accounts. Anyone? Current account?
Current account and capital account. Current and capital account.
Yes. Now you guys tell me कि दोनों में क्या difference है? What are the things? Can you give me some example? What are the items that is covered under current account and what are the items under capital account? If Japan, you might be knowing there is a project in Gujarat and Mumbai.
Sir, current.
Tell me.
सर करंट अकाउंट में एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट जो भी विजिबल और इनविजिबल होता है और वो सारे होते हैं, और कैपिटल अकाउंट में इन्वेस्टमेंट, लोन, बैंक अकाउंट एंड ऑल आता है.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. अच्छा चलो, लेट मी आस्क यू दिस क्वेश्चन. देयर इज अ फेमस रेलवे प्रोजेक्ट in Gujarat Mumbai side. It is going on. That is bullet train. So for bullet train, Japan has given loan to India, right? It's Japanese company, and something like $50 billion or $50 million, I'm not sure, at 0.5 or 1% interest rate. 0.5 for 50 years. ठीक है, 50 years के लिए दिया गया. Please remember. Now you guys tell me. So this kind of transaction will be held under current account or capital account?
Capital account.
Sir, capital.
Exactly. Anything which is given on paper. So you everybody know, if they have given $50 billion of rupees or $50 billion of whatsoever. So this will not be in the bucket or in the basket or in the this trunk that you are going to give. I'm going to give you money. This, that, no. So this will be paper transaction or cash this check transaction. So wheresoever when paper is used, that is a kind of MOU or a kind of third party attachment is used. Every time we will use capital account. Wherever there is a direct action, direct means जैसे trade भेज दिया, there is a famous Jardalu mango and all what we export from Alfonso mango from India, we export there. So there is a direct export and import for goods and services. All these items will be considered under current account. But apart from this also, there are few points that you have to mention in. So once you will go and just Google, these are the part of keywords. Just Google what are the topics or what are the items covered under current account, what are the items covered under capital account. And trust me, just once you Google ना, you will remember it at least for 2 months. और आपका exam just 1 month में. तो रीडिंग हैबिट काफी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, लेक्चर सुनने से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है रीडिंग वेर एवर यू रीड, बी इट ऑनलाइन और बी इट ऑफलाइन, जस्ट वंस यू विल रीड ना, इट विल डायरेक्टली हिट योर माइंड इन द एग्जाम, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम फोकसिंग। तो आपको होमवर्क में करंट अकाउंट और कैपिटल अकाउंट के आइटम्स को देखना है, मैंने बेसिक्स में बता दिया है, जितने भी बैंक लोन्स होंगे एज समीक्षा ऑल्सो टोल्ड, जितने भी पेपर के करेंसी और में ट्रांजेक्शन होंगे सारे, इट विल बी द पार्ट ऑफ कैपिटल अकाउंट एंड अदर्स दैट विजिबल इनविजिबल्स ऑल काइंड ऑफ पार्ट्स विल बी द अंडर द करंट अकाउंट। One more important thing in context of Indian account, Indian economy, there is a currency convertibility. This topic I have missed, I think, during Indian economy when I was teaching. So, what do you mean by currency convertibility? Currency convertibility. So, regarding this, there was a famous committee. Can someone tell the name of committee? Anyone? Regarding currency convertibility in India, there was very famous committee which was constituted in 1997. Any idea?
Sir, capital account convertibility order Tarapur committee.
Yes, very good. कहाँ पढ़ा आपने ये सब?
सर रमेश सिंह का एक लाइक अनअकैडमी की बुक है जिसमें रमेश सिंह की सारा
अच्छा ठीक है, हाँ व्हाटसोएवर, वही तो मैं बोला, वो बुक काफी अच्छे हैं। फ्यू डेज आई फाउंड मेनी पीपल वर डिस्कसिंग इन द ग्रुप कि रमेश सिंह बुक इज इररिलेवेंट। नो, it's not irrelevant, question are still coming from there only, it's now your choice, your vision, how you look into the book, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, or the thing you mentioned that is also mentioned in H.L. Ahuja book Macro, last में India and World में last में around 5 to 6 chapters devoted to this India and all, माइक्रो या मैक्रो में है, H.L. Ahuja की बुक में this currency, हाँ तो famous Tarapur committee which came in 1997, so sometimes match the following में they can be asked, I think last year this was not asked, so I just have some gut feeling that this time from 1990s to 2000 one question will be definitely from the match the following or from this what you call committee based they can ask। तो इसके बीच का पीरियड आप लोग कमेटी अच्छे से देखेंगे, चिड़िया कमेटी, आई ऑल्सो टोल्ड विजय केलकर कमेटी। व्हाट अबाउट विजय केलकर कमेटी? विजय केलकर कमेटी एसोसिएटेड विद
सर टैक्स रिफॉर्म,
GST.
Tax reforms.
GST, yes, tax reforms, true. Direct, if they ask, you have to say just GST. And SS Tarapur committee ने क्या क्या था? Anyone knows the recommendations? What SS Tarapur committee recommended? Any idea? No idea. So,
sir,
हाँ,
like full convertibility of rupee on capital account basically.
Yes, before going to that, let us just clarify. There is a current account and there is a capital account convertibility. What about India? India is following which kind of convertibility? Anyone? Currency convertibility. We are talking about currency convertibility, capital account convertibility and current account convertibility. So what do you mean by current account and capital account convertibility? If anyone knows, please clarify. Anyone?
Sir, currency convertibility क्या होता है?
हाँ वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ ना, करेंसी कन्वर्टेबिलिटी क्या होती है? Anyone, if you knows anyone? Currency convertibility means simply डॉलर को रुपीज में बदलना और रुपीज कैन बी ट्रांसफॉर्म इनटू डॉलर, और simply any one currency can be transformed into any form. That is currency convertibility.
Sir, exchange rate use करके जो forex में
हाँ correct. This is suppose that some investors, Elon Musk or somebody has invested 1,000 crore rupees, okay, in your country, and they want to move it back. They want to go to USA simply. So I need my currency. There is a panic situation in your economy. I don't want to stay here. Give my currency. So you have to give into dollar. So 100 crore ko whatever amount dollar it will be changed. You know that around $1 is equals to 80 rupees, 81 rupees. So accordingly you have to convert and you have to give it to your investors. So that is known as currency convertibility. So we have two kind of convertibility. One is current account convertibility and next is capital account convertibility. Current account convertibility is all about mainly export and import. Export and import whatever we do. That is current account convertibility. And in India here it is allowed how much percentage? 100%. 100% convertibility is allowed. That means if some kind of product you are exporting or some kind of product you are importing, there is a, suppose that between USA and India there should be a trade. So trade will be definitely between dollar and rupees. So rupee can be converted into dollar, dollar can be converted into rupees. So if any foreign countryman is giving you some product, that means you are importing or government of India importing something, so you have to pay into dollar. That is 100% convertibility. Or somebody they want to take their money or in the form of anyone, so you have to pay them into the dollar form. But capital account is all about anyone. Here we have
partially converted.
how much, how many percent? कितना percent है ये?
सब परसेंट आइडिया नहीं है उसके बारे में।
पार्सली कुछ होगा, आई थिंक 60%. Make sure once 60 या 40 है, once check it there. So I think 60% it is convertible. तो इसका मतलब यह हुआ, suppose that there is a very large investment in share market or Adani company or any company, they have invested suppose that 1000 crore rupees. Okay, so out of 1000 crore rupees, if there is a capital flight, hope everybody knows capital flight. Again, once you Google it, capital flight. Capital flight means nothing but flight means moving away. Capital means capital from one country to another country. अगर इंडिया से कोई करेंसी फॉरेनर्स अपने पैसे लेके जाते हैं, if foreigners take your money from your country, that is capital flight, that is outflow. One is outflow. Capital flight has two forms, outflow and inflow. If money goes out, that is outflow. Investors take back their money, that is outflow. If investors pump money into your system, that is inflow. So if they want to money, if some bankruptcy is happening or if some company is not performing well, and if there is a apprehension that this company may go bankrupt and all, so I want money and all, I want whatsoever in the form of anything. So here what happened, only out of 1000 crore, 600 crore, that is 60%. 60% will be given instantly. Rest 40% they will not be given on instantly, because in India it is not convertible. So this is also one of the hurdle that India is facing. That's why people are not investing that much. So this is known as a hurdle. So SS Tarapur committee came into action. Okay. Then SS Tarapur committee, which came in 1997, he said that India should follow 100% currency convertibility. But looking at the history, so anybody knows Asian crisis, Asian economic crisis? Any idea? Asian famous crisis is also asked in CUET exam. Asian crisis, anyone? No idea. In 1997 में हुआ था. You please once Google it. Just write Asian financial crisis or Asian economic crisis. Asian financial crisis. It happened due to few years back. What happened? The famous countries like Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand. These all famous countries, they liberalized their economy and they put 100% currency convertibility. And there was a slight information that there is a hike in interest rate or there is a change in Federal Reserve. Anything would transform economy and just outflow of currency happened, and which led to BOP crisis. If outflow of currency होगा तो क्या होगा? BOP crisis होगा. क्योंकि BOP deals with, हाँ correct, क्योंकि BOP deals with current and capital account both. So SS Tarapur said that India can only achieve 100% currency convertibility if they meet 3 criteria. So we must meet 3 criteria, and government of India has set high level committee. This criteria में first criteria क्या था? Anyone? 3 criteria they have put their committee. What is the criteria? Anyone? First criteria?
सर जीडीपी रेशियो बढ़ाने का था और इन्फ्लेशन रेट शुड रिमेन।
एक तो फिस्कल डेफिसिट था, आपका फिस्कल डेफिसिट शुड बी लेसर देन इक्वल्स टू 3.5% ऑफ जीडीपी. एक तो यह था.
And inflation rate remain 3 to 5% for 3-year period.
Yes. उसके बाद था कैपिटल अकाउंट डेफिसिट. सो कैपिटल अकाउंट डेफिसिट था, इट शुड बी लेसर देन 1.6%. और जो थर्ड क्राइटेरिया था इन्फ्लेशन, ऐसे इन्फ्लेशन में लिखता हूं. सो इन्फ्लेशन शुड नॉट बी एवर 5%. It should not be above 5%. It should be nearly 5% or lesser than that. And right now India's inflation how much? Anyone? India का inflation rate अभी कितना है? It's nearly 6%, 5 point something. You should know. हाँ 5.7. क्योंकि statement wise they can ask the question in recent past or recent quarterly India has witnessed above 7% of this rate, but last year for 2 consecutive quarters 7% inflation rate was there during October, November, December. So you should know that if question is asked that last year it was nearly 7% inflation rate, then you should say yes. But in 24 we have brought it back and it's now lesser than 6%. In Indian economy lecture when I was delivering monetary policy lecture, so MPC में we have discussed this all monetary policy committee 2% and 2 plus 2.2 plus minus 2% I think 4 to 6 के बीच में रहे, 2 to 6 के बीच में. So that is 4 plus minus 2%. So your inflation should be 2 to 6% according to monetary policy committee, right? So this was all about Tarapur committee. तो ये हो गया इंडिया एंड बीओपी में. Some other things that you have to look into from the book. इंडिया के पर्सपेक्टिव से आप लोग देख लेंगे इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड बैंक, इंडिया एंड IMF, this I have already done. इंडिया एंड लिटिल बिट यू कैन से इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक देख लेंगे. देन यू शुड सी ब्रिक्स बैंक्स. Just Google, little bit Google and note it down कि when it was founded and what is the India's role. That's it. उतने deep में नहीं पढ़ना है. Basic they will be asking. Founding year and India's contribution. That's it. Contribution means what is the share of India in voting percentage. Then little bit you should also focus on India and WTO. However, we have done WTO in very detail when we were doing Indian economy, agricultural topics. So in WTO, let's look into the basic. In WTO, there are few this agreements. Can someone tell agreements of WTO? Few agreements, whatever you remember. We have discussed.
Sir, TRIPS
आपको फुल फॉर्म ही बताता होगा. चलिए TRIPS.
हाँ, trade related intellectual property rights.
Very good, trade related intellectual. And one more thing you should know, there are 7 sectors or 7 areas in which intellectual property rights are given. Chalo, let's leave it. These are very deep topics, so you can skip. They are not going to ask. Apart from TRIPS, what else?
Agreement on agriculture.
Very good, fantastic. And most important, please remember all the boxes I have discussed in lecture number Indian economy ka 3rd or 4th chapter. All boxes you should remember. Yes, agreement on agriculture. Very good. Next.
Trade related investment measures, TRIMS.
TRIMS, trade related investment measures. Very good. Great. Next, anyone? Whatever you know. One is GATS, General Agreement on Trade and Service.
Services.
General Agreement on Trade on Services. ठीक है, services पे जो general trade का agreement होगा, that is. And few are there. One famous was there, if I remember, MFA. Anyone knows the full form? MFA. This can be asked. This can be asked simply, what is MFA, or MFA is related to what? So IMF, WTO, basic they will be asking. And one more famous, MFN. Anyone knows? Most favored nation. Most favored nation was in news, related to which institutions? WTO, World Bank, IMF, Asian Development Bank. None of them above. So like that question can be asked. MFN, most favored nation. Please Google it. Keywords. These all are keywords. Once you read, just Google it. MFN. I am not gonna tell you. If you could not find, next class I will let you know. So this MFA, little bit I would like to just explain. These already we have discussed in previous class, so no need to look into. Now we will start trade theories. Just 2 minutes. As I have promised, we have to categorize international economics in 2 parts: India and world. And next part 1 and next part would be all the trade theories. So just wrap it up. This was I think new. MFA. So MFA का full form होता है मल्टी फाइबर agreements. These all are very famous agreements under WTO. Anyone knows what is MFA? क्या था यह multi fiber agreements? If anyone knows, any idea? देखिए, इसके नाम से ही क्लियर है, फाइबर, that is cotton related. So cotton and textile से related whatsoever trade were there. So here is little bit different. That's why I'm telling you. Generally, अच्छा, tell me, if I ask you a question, generally WTO is favoring which kind of country? Developed country or underdeveloped countries?
Developed countries.
Developed countries. But this cotton textile trade agreements, MFA, this was the only clause. See how, I mean, these people are very rude and they are not kind enough towards underdeveloped or developing economies. This was in fact removed in 2005. And this was the only trade related agreements in WTO which was favoring underdeveloped economies or LDCs like India, Bangladesh. So this trade theory says that most of the people or most of the developing economies, what is known as LDCs or third world countries. If question is asked that what do you mean by third world countries? So what is third world countries or south countries? South corridor. That is for third world countries, mostly LDCs, least developed countries or developing countries. So these people has very high what? Capital or labor?
Labor.
Yes.
More.
Yes, labor is more. So these people are very high labor surplus, capital less. So industries like leather industries, textile industries, cotton industries, these industries are very high labor intensive industries. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? Cost of production was very less. You must be knowing जो रिबॉक का शूज है, many of you wear रिबॉक का शूज का सबसे ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन कहाँ होता है पता है? Anyone? फाइनल टच कहाँ दिया जाता है? Anyone? बांग्लादेश. In Bangladesh, labor are very cheap. And textile industries में क्या हुआ? So most of the developed countries started voice कि no, we cannot say the like this. They are also giving subsidies to their farmers for producing cotton and jute, and they are also getting at cheaper labor. Labor are very cheap there. So whatever we are producing, suppose that we are producing a shoe, our cost is $5 rupees. $5. Suppose that 80 into 5, 82 into 5, that is 400 rupees. So our cost of production is $5, and these Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani people, they produce in just $4. So $4 is just 320 rupees. So you need to please put restrictions on them. They cannot do as much export. So there was a export restrictions. You cannot export as much as you can. So in trade theories, we will also see, we will take the example of cloth. Cloth में India का काफी comparative advantage है. So this was removed in 2005. So please, guys should look into all these, and these are trade theory, very important trade theories. And after this, we are now going to start gravity model. यह हो गया इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड में. इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड में आपको इतना ही पढ़ना है, इसके अलावा नहीं पढ़ना है. वॉट एवर वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन लास्ट 30 minutes. Now let's start international trade theories. International trade theories. First is
सर आपने ग्रेविटी मॉडल के बारे में क्या बोला?
हाँ, वही मैं बता रहा हूँ. फर्स्ट इज, नहीं बोला हूँ, कुछ बोलने वाला था. फर्स्ट इज ग्रेविटी मॉडल. Gravity model of theory. So simply, it was a very famous theory, trade theory in 1962. Please note it down. Jan Tinbergen gave it. Also, one more famous theory given by Jan Tinbergen. Anyone knows? Just note it down or value add to your knowledge. Shadow price theory. Shadow pricing theory. No need to remember what is it. It is the part of growth and development. Shadow pricing theory based on cost benefit analysis, and it is helpful in project. In most of the public project, it is used. Shadow pricing theory was given by Jan Tinbergen, and also he gave gravity model trade theory. Achha, anyone knows gravitation law of Newton? Anyone who has read science background? Gravitation, law of gravitation given by Newton. That वो वाला F is directly proportional to m1 m2 by r square. Gravity बराबर. This one, anyone knows?
9.8 something.
हाँ, whatsoever. तो gravity model आपका क्या कहता है? Now let us be little bit serious, direct to the point. First, you should write the equation. So sometimes this trade between two countries, let's say I and J or A and B, whatsoever you can write, is the A something constant product of two GDP. So GDP is mentioned as Y. Y means output, that is GDP of country A and country B. And it will be indirectly related to the distance between this. A, B, C are just subscript. No need to focus that only. Between distance, that is I and J. So you please write the statement of this trade theory. This trade theory simply explains that according to Jan Tinbergen gravity model of trade theory, that trade depends on the volume of their
GDP.
Yes, volume of the GDP of two countries, and that is directly
Distance.
Yes, directly related to volume of GDP of two countries, A and B or X and Y, whatsoever you take, and indirectly related to distance between them. Can someone justify this statement in context of India?
सर जितना ज्यादा डिस्टेंस होगा ट्रेड उतना कम होगा, और ट्रेड अगर कम होगा तो फिर हमारा तो फिर घट जाएगा जीडीपी में भी सर. और closer the two countries, lesser is the distance and more is the trade between them.
No, that is true, exactly true. I am asking
transportation cost.
I am asking in context of India. Yes, because of transaction cost, it is true, and directly related hoga volume to GDP. If you have higher GDP, you will have higher trade, and if you are distance from two countries, then there will be less trade. Can you justify the both?
GDP, yes sir, that directly related है GDP से, क्योंकि GDP का component है
India and any country, India and
China sir.
Very good. That is the classic example. India and China. Recent past, India has highest trade with which country? In last 2 years, India has highest trade with USA. But till 2020, China was the largest trading partner of India. Please remember it. This can be asked in exam. However, one class when we will be doing budget and survey, so there I will explain. No need to worry. So India and China में क्या था आपका trade relation established है, and you see that both are very larger economy, top 5 economy. Top 5 means one of the highest GDP these people have. So volume of trade, higher trade means higher GDP, and indirectly related means if they are very close, very close means very high GDP. So India and China is never very close. So that is justifying this. But this problem, this trade theory has one problem. This trade theory did not explain the reason behind this, and they are only focusing only distance and output is the reason for the trade. So they have discarded, and we have a new trade theory. In fact, this was very new trade theory. So first we will start absolute trade theories. ठीक है, इसमें यही है कि आपका indirect होगा distance के बीच, and if two countries, suppose that this is A and this is B, if they are very far, so trade will be less. If A and B, somebody turn off. Shruti, can you turn off your mic? Thank you. If A and B, if they are very close, A and B are very close, then trade will be very high. This you need to just remember. इससे ज्यादा नहीं है. And output आपका काफी high होगा दोनों country का 1 and 2 का. Your trade will be very high. If output is less, then trade will be low. For example, India and Nepal. You see India and Nepal, less trade, though they are very close. So both conditions should be matched. Though they are very close, but India and Nepal का उतना trade नहीं है as compared to other countries because Nepal is a small country. चलो write the topic name. अच्छा, in trade theories, one famous after this we should start from mercantilism. In mercantilism, पहले mercantilism आया. Mercantilism trade theory based on anyone. Then we'll see absolute. Then we'll see comparative advantage. Absolute was given by Smith, Adam Smith. Mercantilism theory, anyone? What is it?
Sir, no export, basically no trade.
Trade is there, but trade is zero sum game. No.
Zero sum game.
Yes, this we have done in macro first class. Yes, they focus on exports and less focus on import, and they used to deal always in the gold, silver and precious metals, and their focus was imperialism. If there will be more gold, more army, and you can expand your territories. So this was their focus.
Also, in mercantilism, can we say that there was no laissez-faire because government was supposed to promote exports? So
we have discussed, yes, in first macro class we have discussed there was no laissez-faire. We can say that. Yeah, you are true. But here the fact is that here government is facilitator. Government has positive role. So whenever generally in trade theories, see there are two things. One is the pressure group. Pressure group is simply against the government, and one is the government action. So any action which is supporting this pressure group means your traders, merchants and whatsoever. So these actions are in fact they are known as laissez-faire until unless they hamper their business. If there is a no hamper in business, so it is known as laissez-faire itself. There is a positive role, and laissez-faire does not means no government. We have discussed laissez-faire means minimum role
less
of government.
Interference.
Yes, less interference, minimum role of government. Exactly, there should be only law and order, and rest things will be done. So one famous economist name, can someone tell? Mercantilist ka? Any famous? We have discussed Thomas Mann. Very good. Match the following, remember it. तो यही था आपका mercantilism. उसके बाद हमारा आ गया absolute. Absolute is just like absolute trade theories. So let me ask you. Suppose that Astha score 40 upon 50. Okay, done. And Tushar score 70 upon 100. Who has the higher absolute score? Anyone?
Astha.
Sir, Astha.
Wrong. Please mind my words. So this is Astha score. Oh, sorry for that. One second. This is problem. This is Astha score and this is Tushar score. Okay. C scored 40 upon 50 and Tushar scored 70 upon 100. So here you can say that C scored 80% and but Tushar scored only 70%. That is the relative concept. Whenever we talk of percentage, that is relative concept. But what about absolute? Who scored absolutely highest? Tushar, right? So in absolute, we only see the exact number. So exact number Tushar ka 70 aaya, so he will be topper. And society will say Tushar has the highest score. But in relative terms, C scored 40 marks out of 50. He scored 70 out of 100. So absolute theories, trade theories. Now you can understand clearly. जो आपका absolute trade theory है, वह simply कहता है trade given by Adam Smith. Please remember Adam Smith. trade based on the absolute advantage. Absolute advantage, right? So trade based on absolute advantage is known as absolute advantage theory, simply. Now let's take the example. However, most of you have seen the notes and all I have discussed. So इसका statement क्या कहा था? What is the statement of this theory? So statement says that simply, and there are few assumptions. In assumptions, can someone tell? There are few assumptions. Anyone?
Sir, two countries, two commodity. One country has absolute advantage in one commodity, and other country has advantage in other commodity. And labor is the only factor.
Yes, very good. These are the basic things. There should be perfect competition. There should not be mobility of factor of production between two countries. And we have taken
their part.
Yes, we have and then no transportation cost. And we have taken only two countries. So if there is a world, in world there are just two countries. So these are assumptions. So statement simply says that here in absolute trade theory is that both the nations, truth theory, both nations can gain, okay, by specializing in production of commodity. Now important thing is that which kind of commodity? Anyone? Both nations will gain in trade by specializing. Specialization means you will produce only that particular commodity in which you have absolute advantage, right? Now let's see the example. Let me change the color of it. See here, let's say two countries, USA and India, okay, and there are two commodities, two countries, 2x2 model, and labor is there. This is also like that only, Ricardo mein bhi yahi tha. So here we have taken first, let's say wheat, one is wheat, and next let's say cloth, wheat and cloth. So wheat में चलो let's say bucket per hour, how many wheat is produced per bucket per hour, and cloth में चलो मीटर, कितना मीटर cloth produce होता है per hour. Clear? So USA is producing, let's assume 8 bucket per hour. It is based on labor theory of value. Remember, be it comparative advantage or be it absolute advantage, all based on labor theory of value. So here labor का power है क्योंकि 1 hour labor जो है that is producing 8 kg or 8 bucket of wheat, right, in USA. But in India that Indian laborers are hardly able to produce 3. Clear हो गया? Then USA comes to cloth में USA is producing 6 meter per hour, one labor. But in India cloth हमारा अच्छा है, so we are producing same. So any doubt to understand this? If you understood it, your things are very clear. Clear? बस यही तो समझना है. टेबल आप समझ गए, your international economics is very easy. इसको अच्छे से देखेंगे. अब क्या हुआ? You should be very clear with your own this analysis. It can be understood that USA has advantage in which commodity?
Wheat.
Exactly. 1 hour if they give to the wheat, they can produce 8 units, but cloth can be produced only 6. So USA will definitely produce wheat. But Indian people, why they would waste on wheat? Because in the same 1 hour of labor, they can produce 7 units of cloth. So India will be specializing their labor into, so here I am writing, India will specialize their, from this table they can ask simply a question, they will specialize in cloth and they will produce the cloth. So India had 2 hours, 1 hour this, 1 hour this, and this 1 hour will be also shifted here. So how many cloths it can be produced? 7 cloth in 1 hour. Now they have 2 hours because this 1 hour will be left. So this can be also put here, 7 into 7. So 14 units, right? And how much USA? Anyone? USA will produce wheat.
16 units, sir.
Exactly. Because this 8 and this 6 they can save the time and they can produce this 8 extra. So this 8, that is 16. Great. Now let us look into कि हमारा total benefit क्या हुआ, because overall,
can you please explain again that 2 hour thing?
नहीं, आपके पास 2 लेबर थे, 1 आवर में एक लेबर 3 प्रोड्यूस करता था आपका wheat and next hour they used to produce 7 unit of cloth. Clear? Now India is focusing कि we will be specializing because we are more efficient in producing cloth. So they will produce only cloth only. First hour में they produce 7 unit. Next hour में क्या होगा? They will not produce wheat and that extra 1 hour they will focus on cloth. And the productivity of labor is that in India 7. Clear? 7 है ना cloth का. So next hour भी cloth में ही लगेगा. तो 7 plus 7 क्या होगा? 14. Similarly for the USA 8 hours for the wheat. Again next 8 hours 8 unit of for wheat per hour. ये per hour है. 16 clear? Now you tell me one more thing. What is the total output? Total output pre-trade or pre-specialization or post-specialization?
Pre-specialization, 11 units of wheat were produced and 13 units of cloth. And after specialization, 16 units of wheat and 14 units of cloth. So gain of 5 units of wheat and 1 unit of cloth.
Yes, very true. So total यहाँ पे देखिए 8 plus 6 14 होता था and 3 plus 7 10 होता था. So India was producing 10 units of output and USA was producing 14 units of output. But after trade what happened? India is producing 14 units. So 4 gain यहाँ पे हुआ. Total gain कितना हुआ? 4 units. USA का gain कितना हुआ? 2 units. So if question is asked that if this table they will give and they will simply ask which country has more gain? India has more gain. Earlier before trade India was producing 10 unit. Now they are producing 7 plus 3 10. Now they are producing 7 plus 7 that is 14 unit. Total gain is 4 unit. Earlier USA was producing total. Here we have seen 8 plus 6. I think 14. 8 plus 6 14 years. You can see there we have explained. So 18 plus 6. 8 plus 6. That was 14 unit before trade. This is for India. This is for USA. After trade what happened? This 14 become 8 plus 8 that is 16. So total gain is 2 delta gain, delta output. So India has gained more. So overall economy is gaining 6. Before the trade, when trade was not happening, it was only 10 plus 14, 24 units. And after the trade, 14 plus 16, 30 units. So net gain is 6. Any doubt? That's all about absolute trade advantage theory. किसी को समझ में नहीं आया तो you can definitely ask. Clear? आगे बढ़े अब?
Yes sir.
Hope now it's very clear. I hope कि अब comparative भी आप लोग अच्छे से समझ जाएंगे. अच्छा, I have one doubt. Can someone tell what is degree of openness? Degree of openness. Anyone? We'll take a break of 5 minutes. Just wait. Degree of openness क्या है? Anyone? कुछ तो बोलिए आप लोग. Degree of openness is the measure of interdependency. Interdependency measure. How it is measured? X plus M upon GDP. Right? आपका X कितना है, M कितना है? Suppose that कि 40 unit of export है, 20 units of import है, and GDP 100 है. तो degree of openness कितना हुआ? Anyone? 60%. Am I clear? Hope you understood.
Yes sir.
Degree of openness. Please remember it. They can ask numerical also. Export दे देंगे, import दे देंगे, and find the degree of openness. So degree of openness, or how open your economy is. That is degree of openness, export and import upon GDP. So let's wait here just 5 minutes. We'll meet you 5 to 7 minutes. After 5 to 7 minutes, we'll meet you around 10 to 15. And after that, here we will be discussing hexagonal theory. Now things will be very fast and comparative advantage theory and product cycle model also. Degree of openness हो गया. Now let us write the topic. We have done comparative advantage, gravity model, degree of openness, so many things. Let's start new topic. The name is comparative cost advantage theory. Okay. Comparative cost advantage theory given by Ricardo. You should know the Ricardo book name. So here few basic assumptions that he has assumed, and it's only one more name with the name of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost theory. Who gave it? Later.
Harbarer.
Exactly, Harbarer. In 1936. Fantastic. Very good. Yes, both are correct. So comparative cost advantage theory was the same thing. It was comparative cost advantage theory. Here cost was in the term of labor theory of value. When labor was used, only labor value will be will decide your cost of the product. But same thing, it is known as old wine in the new bottle. Okay, it is named as like that. So same thing, it was renamed as opportunity cost. Here they have taken only in the form of opportunity cost. So both are the same. Theory is just same. We are not going to do separately. Just it is same only. Just you should know कि opportunity cost theory इसके नाम को कहा जाता है. Opportunity cost theory is the second name of comparative cost advantage, but it was given by Ricardo and it was given by Harberler in 19. So Ricardo जो book था वही principal theory of taxation वाला in that book in 1817 only. That's why it is classical trade theory. We are all doing classical trade theory. So Ricardo made few assumptions. There are few assumptions. हाँ बताइए few assumptions. Anyone? Tell few assumptions. 2-3 assumptions.
It
First is
says that
what is this 2 into 2 into 1 model?
sir, two countries, two commodity, and two factor. Is that labor and capital?
Yes, perfect.
Only.
हाँ बताइए. 2 countries, let's say any countries like A, B or X, Y, any country. 2 countries and 2 product. Let's say wheat and cloth or any, and 1 factor of production, that is labor only. Factor of production was labor only. But when we will be doing Hexer-Holland theory, there are 2.2 into 2 into 2 model. That is 2 country, 2 commodity and labor and capital both factor of production. Assumptions एक तो ये हो जाएगा and basic assumptions जो वही थे. Transportation cost 0 रहेंगे, perfect competition रहेगा. And one more important thing that is very common in both the things, absolute advantage and comparative advantage. इस both में एक चीज common था, that is the PPF, production possibility frontier. Can someone tell the shape of PPF? PPF is drawn like this.
Concave to the origin.
Straight.
Exactly, straight. It is not concave. However, straight is also known as concave to origin, but this curve was not like this. It is not concave to origin. This is not in the case of Ricardo theory and Adam Smith theory. In Ricardo theory and Adam Smith theory, trade was like this. There is complete specialization. Complete specialization. Right? That means that's why we have seen, if you go to the past slides, here I may show you. Yeah, this is visible, right? So here you see that India is producing 7 and entire next labor is producing 7. So it's not like कि 7 थोड़ा cloth कर लेते हैं and थोड़ा wheat कर लेते हैं. No, USA is producing same complete 8 wheat and complete 8 wheat in the next hour or next labor unit. Okay, so this is known as complete specialization. So there is a basic difference between complete specialization and incomplete specialization. Complete specialization में क्या होता है, country produce with just one good, and incomplete में क्या होता है, partially country produce also less advantage वाला good. So there is a complete specialization, and here तो इसका ये रहेगा, slope रहेगा, slope will be constant. Slope is constant. ठीक है? And can someone tell this slope is defined by opportunity cost? Opportunity cost. ठीक है? यही सब इसके बेसिक 3-4 assumptions हैं. Now coming to the theory. What this theory says? Theory में हम लोग वही लेंगे. सबसे पहले statement. Actually ये statement क्या कहता है? Can someone tell? Little different.
So theory is based on differences in productivity of labor, as it exists if producer has lower opportunity cost than other producer.
Yes, that is in terms of opportunity cost. But according to comparative advantage that Ricardo said, he says that a nation, any country or a nation which has comparatively means relatively, by comparing, comparatively more efficient, that country will export that particular good. This is first. Or he put or a country which has less disadvantage. Let me give you first example. They will export that country. ठीक है? Simple. ये इसका statement था. 2 statement. You are supposed to follow both. Comparative efficiency होना चाहिए, producing something better, or you should have less advantage. इसको हम कैसे समझते हैं? Suppose that A, B. ऐसा हम लोग 2 पर्सन लेते हैं, कोई 2 पर्सन, यू कैन से दैट. सपोज दैट कि एक है विशाल और एक है हमारा उन्नति. ठीक है? सी इज टेलिंग दैट आई गॉट 40 marks. Vishal got, passing marks was 60. ठीक है, passing marks was 60. Vishal got 30 marks in paper A. Paper suppose that any maths. ठीक है, and passing marks was 60. Both failed in the exam. Both have performed inefficiently. But she will tell, no sir, I performed better. However, I failed, but I am just 20 marks lagging behind, and he is 30 marks. So who has less disadvantages, or who has shown ki I have less distance between the this 60 marks and my this obtained marks? That is C. So it is the same. If something has less disadvantage, in that sense it is known as efficient production, and that will be exported. So chalo, let's take the real example. So we have just assumed two goods or two commodities, two country हम वही इंडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में लेंगे. एक हमने वीट लिया सेम, एक हमने क्लॉथ लिया. ठीक है, डार्क वीट लिया, क्लॉथ लिया, और यहां पर वही यूएसए रखा और यहां पर इंडिया रखा. अब देखिए, नाउ यू विल बी इन डायलेमा व्हाट टू चूज. सो वीट इज सेम लाइक वीट पर बास्केट, ठीक है, एंड क्लॉथ पर मीटर पर आवर, बास्केट पर आवर. ठीक है, वन लेबर इज प्रोड्यूसिंग. सो यूएसए में क्या हो रहा है, वन लेबर इज प्रोड्यूसिंग 6 यूनिट ऑफ wheat in 1 hour, and in India only 1 unit. But in cloth 4 unit in USA, and in India cloth is produced 2 unit. Can someone tell India has comparative advantage in which product? Or first let me tell you, let me ask you, India has absolute advantage in which product? Anyone?
Sir, cloth में.
गलत. I asked absolute advantage. That is the major drawback of Smith theory. Adam Smith said that, people are still turning up. Adam Smith said that trade is only possible when some country has absolute advantage. So here India has absolute advantage in which product? Anyone?
No.
इसी में नहीं है. Very good. So according to Smith here, no trade. See how they can ask the question. They will simply put this table in the exam hall. They can ask, and they will put few questions. Which of the following statement is correct? First option: India has absolute advantage in cloth. There is no trade is not possible at all according to absolute advantage theory, or India has absolute advantage in cloth according to comparative advantage theory, or all of the above. So like this you should be aware. अब यहाँ पे क्या है, according to Adam Smith, absolutely India has no advantage, क्योंकि 6 है, यहाँ पे 1 है, and here you have 4, here you have 2. So on absolute terms you are out of the race. So there is no possibility of trade. But Ricardo says no. I have given 2 options. You please follow my theory. Here I have mentioned in my statement of the theory that a nation which has comparatively more advantage or more efficient, they will export that commodity. Otherwise, if you have not fulfilled this, then you go for the least disadvantage. Then we will see less disadvantage. So how to calculate this? How we can measure? So they have given theory that it is based on, we can also calculate it, opportunity cost. So how you can calculate? So here we'll take the help of opportunity cost. ठीक है, हरबरला ने जो दिया था. Opportunity cost theory simply saying that any commodity which has less opportunity cost, that commodity will be what? Anyone? Exported or imported?
So less will be exported.
Yes, less opportunity cost होगा तो that product will be exported. You please mind it. ये आपको याद रखना. तो हम एक्सपोर्ट वो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट निकालेंगे. ठीक है, देखिए अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट कैसे निकलता है. 6412, जस्ट रिमेंबर. First we'll take USA का opportunity cost, okay, and then we'll see उसका India. So here in 1 hour USA is producing 6 wheat and 4 cloth. I think right. See once. Is it true, na?
Yes, sir.
I think yeah.
Yes, sir.
6412, correct. Now very clear to understand. So 64 है and 1 wheat is equals to 2 cloth. So this is the equation that we found. It is given. So if you have to get 1 wheat opportunity cost, that is 4 upon 6, cancel 2 upon 3. So 1 wheat का opportunity cost है 2 upon 3C. You have to give up just 2 by 3C to get 1 unit of wheat. And here, to get 1 unit of wheat, you have to give up 2 unit of cloth. Or you can take it like this. For 1 unit of cloth, you have to give up just 1/2 unit of wheat. It is very important to understand. Please don't ignore. Right now you should ask, because in recorded lecture you may not ask that time. So please ask here only. And here, for 1 unit of cloth, कितना हो जाएगा? 3/2 unit of wheat. That is the opportunity cost. So very clear. Simply saying, less opportunity cost will be exported. Simply. So India will export which commodity? And USA will export which commodity in which they have less opportunity cost. So please tell me from the given result.
India should.
Sir, India cloth and USA wheat.
India make cloth, exactly. So India will export cloth. Why they will export cloth? Because opportunity cost क्या है cloth का? Only 1/2 wheat we have to lose out. Definitely correct answer is cloth. Yeah, for USA it's perfect. Okay. Now they will be focusing specialization. So after specialization क्या होगा? And see, as I told you, slope is nothing but the opportunity cost in comparative advantage. ठीक है, अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट को ही हम लोग स्लोप बोलते हैं ऑफ पीपीएफ. हम पीपीएफ ड्रॉ करके देखते हैं लाइक दिस. सॉरी फॉर दैट. पहले हम यूएसए का ड्रॉ करेंगे. यूएसए का स्लोप था 2/3, राइट? सो हियर यू हैड लाइक व्हीट, हियर यू हैव क्लॉथ एंड समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो 2/3 है. एनीथिंग यू कैन टेक लाइक हियर 60 और 90 और 90 60 60 90. ग्राफ इज लिटिल बिट नॉट गुड. सो दिस यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. सो यहाँ पर आपका था स्लोप और opportunity cost was 2/3. That means you are giving up 2 cloth, you are getting 3 wheat. So obviously you will go for wheat. So USA will go for wheat. So in case of India, slope was 1/2. Okay, slope was 1/2. And here for 1 cloth, we were giving up 1/2 wheat. So यहाँ पे वही wheat आएगा, यहाँ पे cloth आएगा, and here you can say like 40 units they are producing cloth and wheat they are producing. So we will go with the cloth. ये सिंपल है, इसमें ज्यादा आपको समझना नहीं है. इसमें सिर्फ यह बात का ध्यान रखना है, 2 चीजों का इंपॉर्टेंट है. इफ क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड, इफ दे विल गिव सम जम्बल्ड काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, यहाँ पे दे दिया लाइक इंडिया, यहाँ पे दे दिया यूएसए, हियर दे दिया टू लाइक क्रिकेट बैट एंड क्रिकेट बॉल. सो विच कंट्री विल एक्सपोर्ट? सो दे विल गिव टफ लाइक 80, 84, 112, 118 like this. So if such kinds happen, just you have to get the opportunity cost. कैसे opportunity cost निकालना है, then you can decide. See, if such situation is there, so it is very difficult to calculate, right? Isn't that? So यहाँ पे काफी tough हो जाएगा calculate करना. But if you know the formula to how to get the opportunity cost and how to get the comparative advantage of that particular thing, so please note it down. And I am taking a 30 seconds pause so that you should be very clear how I got this India and USA का comparative advantage. Please don't get confused and you can ask. If you understood, it's clear, we will move. Otherwise, you can ask. यह आप अगर समझ गए, this will go for lifetime with you. Trust me. ये समझना काफी डिफिकल्ट है. How did we calculate opportunity cost? So for wheat we have to calculate. Just wheat को लेफ्ट में रखना है and get the 1 wheat. So 1 wheat equals to 2/3c. So 1 wheat equals to 2/c. That is lesser than 3/2. So we will go with the wheat. Simply. Clear? Shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Achha, one question I have to ask from you people. What if there is same opportunity cost? So let me ask you one more. Here we have seen one has 1/2 opportunity cost, 2/3 something. Different. What will happen if same opportunity cost is there? Same opportunity cost. Anybody has solution for this?
Case of no comparative advantage.
In comparative advantage there is a same this opportunity cost. Then what you are going to do? सेम
ट्रेड नहीं होगा क्योंकि सेम ही पर.
एग्जैक्टली, ट्रेड नहीं होगा. सी इज राइट. सो सी देयर आर लेकुना इन एब्सोल्यूट ट्रेड थ्योरी. इन एब्सोल्यूट ट्रेड थ्योरी वी सॉ कि एब्सोल्यूटली होना चाहिए, तो इट फेल्ड. देन रिकार्डो आल्सो फेल्ड व्हेन इफ देयर इज ए सपोज दैट कि 6-4 हो गए और इंडिया इज आल्सो प्रोड्यूसिंग लाइक 3 and 2. सो यू विल थिंक कि सर इंडिया तो दोनों में डाउन है, सो एब्सोल्यूटली इट इज फेल्ड. And here you have wheat, here you have cloth, here you have USA and here you have India. Okay, so India में आपको लगेगा less track comparative advantage. So here wheat का same है 3/2 आएगा, here also 3/2. So in this case trade is not possible. Then what will happen? Then we will get internal equilibrium. When trade is not possible, trade is not possible, so we get a domestic equilibrium. Domestic equilibrium को क्या बोलते हैं? Anyone? What do you mean by domestic equilibrium in international trade theory? It is known as autarky. Autarky. Please remember, just once you Google if you want more discussion. ठीक है, इसको बोलते हैं हम लोग autarky. तो इस केस में हमारा क्या होगा? autarky के केस में if you have PPF like concave. अच्छा, can someone tell what is the basic difference? Why this PPF and this PPF exist? Anjum initially tell that is concave to origin. So this is concave to origin. And this is increasing, slope is increasing, opportunity cost is increasing. Here constant opportunity cost throughout, we have seen in the case of USA, that is 2/3 for wheat, but here opportunity cost is increasing. Can someone explain why?
सर स्टेट वाले में एमआरटी कांस्टेंट है इसलिए वो स्टेट है।
हाँ, वो तो आपकी बात सही है, स्टेट का मतलब वही एमआरटी कांस्टेंट है, तो जो कि आपका स्लोप अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट कांस्टेंट हो गया, ऑल अबाउट एमआरटी, वेरी ट्रू. बट व्हाई इट इज लाइक दिस इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंडोमेंट और कैपिटल? See, the main reason is that here you can substitute, degree of substitutability between factor is very high. And one more important thing, here only you have one factor. Okay, we have assumed labor is the only factor. So you can substitute, right? Labor ही तो है, labor को labor से substitute करना है. And in case of Hexer-Ohlin model, into 2 into 2 into 2 model, there is concave PPF. Please mind it down. Tomorrow, class will be tomorrow only, no day after tomorrow. So tomorrow itself, so we'll see, will be just 1 hour of class tomorrow only. So we'll see details of Hexer-Ohlin theory. Here I will be doing something else. So we'll again see the assumptions of Hexer-Ohlin theory after this. So here autarky happens, there is no trade theory. So because of this, we have to get into Hexer-Ohlin theory. Hexer-Ohlin theory says, no, we can have PPF like concave, and this concave is due to less degree of substitutability between capital and labor, because on one axis you have capital, on one axis there is a labor, but in such case both में आपका labor ही होता था, because labor was the only factor of production. So let us look into, जैसे अब comparative advantage आएगा, तो in comparative advantage what will happen, how you will gain into trade. Suppose that if this was your like USA, okay, USA opportunity cost, and if this was your India opportunity cost like this, क्योंकि इंडिया का थोड़ा flatter था, और let's say this is India 1/2 and this is 2/3 slope. Slope is flatter means flatter curve. Let me change the color. So here what is happening? Suppose that earlier you have something like this. USA के केस में यह था और इंडिया के केस में यह इक्विलिब्रियम था, like this. So once they will enter into trade, so what will happen? They will gain more. So their equilibrium will expand because they will have extra PPF, production possibility frontier, because they can use someone's there also by exporting and import. So trade will be somewhere else like this, like this. Suppose that 50-50 units consuming they will. If here they were consuming like you can say x-axis and y-axis like 40-20, and here they were consuming suppose that 60 or something, 2/3 था 60-40 or something. So there here only it is here only. So this is your PPF. So they will move to higher PPF. So if they are moving to higher PPF, so we can say that so there is a gain in trade. So this gain is, this area is known as this whole area, extra wall area above the curve. This area is known as gain in trade. Clear? World gain, because two country we have assumed in comparative advantage, these are gain in trade. Clear? तो हमने limitation देखा. The limitation is that if there is a common comparative advantage, same comparative advantage, then trade is not possible. So that's why there is a origin of Hexer-Ohlin theory. So Hexer-Ohlin theory के आपको details पता होना चाहिए. तो चलो let us look into the assumptions. Can someone tell the assumption and statement of Hexer-Ohlin theory? Anyone?
Assumption, it is a perfect competition and it is based on general equilibrium analysis of price discrimination.
थोड़ा आराम से रुक के बोलिए, प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन कैसे हुआ? There is no price discrimination. That is the part of new trade theory. Basic assumption. See how you have to shift. We are shifting. You try to see the flow. You please see the flow. So in comparative absolute advantage में हमने देखा कि trade is not possible if there is a common वो problem हो जा रहा है, if there is a no comparative advantage or comparative disadvantage, then we shift to this problem we found, then comparative trade theory, right? So there is again problem if दोनों में common हो जाएगा, if there is a common opportunity cost, then trade is not possible. Why common? Because of only labor, दोनों में labor आ रहा है, we have now need to do extra. So here 2 into 2 into 2 model. So hope 2 into 2 into clear. 2 country A and B like that. 2 commodity X and Y or wheat and cloth, and here 2 is what? Capital and yes, capital and यह आपका मेन एजम्पशन हो गया, वही है कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट फ्री है, ठीक है, एंड देयर इज नो मोबिलिटी ऑफ फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन आउटसाइड द कंट्री, बट विद इन कंट्री इट इज पॉसिबल, टेक्नोलॉजी गिवन है, टेक्नोलॉजी कांस्टेंट है, यही सब है. समटाइम्स दे कैन आल्सो आस्क एजम्पशन व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एजम्पशंस आर ट्रू. आप लोग उसको एक बार देख लेंगे अच्छे से. सो यहाँ पर 2 थिंग्स इन हेक्सर-ओलिन थ्योरी, 2 थिंग्स. फर्स्ट इज कैपिटल abundance. We have done in lecture number 3. Capital abundance and factor intensity. क्या है ये बताइए anyone? Capital abundance and factor intensity. Anyone? What is capital abundance and what is factor intensity? Capital abundance किसके टर्म में होगा? In terms of country or in terms of commodity? Anyone? Capital abundance in terms of capital abundance, exactly, country. Or factor intensity?
Sir, we goods, labor intensity,
labor
and capital intensity.
That is factor of production. Yes, that is labor या capital के term में. Yes, Vishal is true. या तो capital होगा या तो labor. Now let us understand capital abundance क्या होता है. Before that, we should know the statement. हेक्सर-ओलिन theory का statement क्या है? Anyone reminds? What this theory says?
Hexa-Rowling theory says that a country should specialize in producing that commodity which uses that factor which it has in abundance. मतलब वो factor से बने वो commodity, जैसे labor, जैसे India is abundance in labor.
Exactly.
So India should produce that goods which uses labor the most.
Exactly. Very
and
good.
less capital.
Yes, correct explanation. And one more thing I would like to add. So abundance and that product, that factor should be intensive also. Suppose that you are labor intensive, labor you have more, labor abundance, India is labor abundance country. तो labor के बनने में क्या, labor के बनने में suppose that cloth requires more labor, right, and wheat requires less labor because of capital in nature. Let's assume, we are just assuming, and truth can be something else. So here क्लॉथ में अगर ज्यादा लेबर लगेगा तो इंडिया विल एक्सपोर्ट क्लॉथ, एंड एट द सेम टाइम दे विल इंपोर्ट व्हीट. दिस नीड नॉट कि सिर्फ हम लोग एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे. क्लियर? ये होना चाहिए. यस, सी गेव वेरी गुड एक्सप्लेनेशन दैट की कंट्री विच हैज एबंडेंस पर्टिकुलर थिंग दैट शुड बी एक्सपोर्टेड, चाहे वह लेबर हो या कैपिटल हो. अब हम लोग फैक्टर इंटेंसिटी देखेंगे और क्या वो देखेंगे. आई थिंक एबंडेंस क्या था, जस्ट फॉरवर्ड, कैपिटल या लेबर, विच इज मोर एबंडेंट? कैपिटल एबंडेंस. यस. तो कैपिटल एबंडेंस कैसे होता है? सपोज दैट टीके बाय टीएल ऑफ कंट्री ए, लेट्स से कंट्री ए इज ग्रेटर देन टीके बाय टीएल ऑफ कंट्री बी. दैट मीन्स विच कंट्री हैज मोर कैपिटल?
country A, sir.
Country
country B.
Country A, sir.
Yes, country A is abundant in capital. Clear? क्योंकि TK means total capital, TL means total labor. Capital by labor का रेशियो ज्यादा है in country A. Simply how we can understand? Suppose that you have 100 unit of capital and 50 unit of labor. So TK by TL क्या हो गया? 2 हो गया. And in B, suppose that TK is 100 and TL is suppose that 200, or let's say 50. हाँ 200 let's say. तो कैपिटल बाय लेबर यहाँ पे क्या होगा? 100 अपॉन दैट इज 0.5. सो बी हैज मोर लेबर. एंड वन थिंग यू शुड वेरी मच क्लियरली अंडरस्टैंड, इफ टीके बाय टीएल ऑफ कंट्री ए इज ग्रेटर देन टीके बाय टीएल ऑफ कंट्री बी, देन you should automatically understand that TL by TK of country B will be greater than TL by TK of country A. That means कि लेबर ज्यादा होगा. यहाँ तो यह हो गया, that is capital abundance. यहाँ पे कैपिटल ज्यादा हो। अब आता है फैक्टर इंटेंसिटी। हाउ यू विल मेजर फैक्टर इंटेंसिटी? एनीवन? फैक्टर इंटेंसिटी, एनीवन? Suppose that you have two commodity, okay, commodity X, commodity Y. Can someone tell that X is capital intensive or labor intensive? Any idea? Please.
Capital, sir.
Yes, X is capital Y, K by L of X and K by L. You see this in country Y. In country Y, so this has to come in, sorry, commodity X and commodity Y. Let's say country A and B. We have taken already country A and B. Country A में क्या है? X is capital intensive. Why X is capital intensive? Because K by L जो है वह greater है. K by L of X is greater than K by L of Y. Y is commodity, X is commodity, two commodity, or let's say X is wheat, Y is cloth. So in country A, clear? Here you have C, more K is required for same unit, more K is required. So your slope is towards K, here slope is more inclined towards L. So this is labor intensive. अब यह clear हो गया, आपका idea clear हो गया. I would request you two things. अभी मैं ट्रेड थ्योरी को यहाँ पे रोकता हूँ. Class is tomorrow once more. So far you have to do just one thing. I have sent the notes once from Salvatore, just Salvatore. Chapter number 4 or 5 hexagonal model है. There are just 4 and 5 pages are there. You please read it out. Otherwise you may not understand. Almost everything is there. Salvatore का जो hexagonal theory है, you have to read it. Hexagonal theory में two things है. Two things just we saw, factor intensity and factor abundancy. उसके बाद assumptions है और फिर दोनों के बीच हमने डायग्राम देखेंगे किसके पास ज्यादा एक्सपोर्ट है, किसके पास ज्यादा इंपोर्ट है. Before going to there, let me ask you one more things. ऑफर कर्व का भी यूज होगा उसमें. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ऑफर कर्व? एनीवन? व्हाट इज ऑफर कर्व? एनी आइडिया? नो आइडिया? हाउ डू यू डिफाइन ऑफर कर्व प्लीज?
सब प्राइस रेशियो से करते थे वो माइक्रो में,
वो टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड था, दैट इज ट्रू. सी इज ऑल्सो राइट. सी ऑफर कर्व मीन्स व्हाट इज योर अपोनेंट ऑफरिंग फॉर यू. If you are exporting, what kind of imports somebody is offering for you? So it's true that कि उससे हम लोग करते थे and opportunity cost trade theory से होता था. ऑफर कर्व हम लोग थोड़ा सा ड्रॉ करने का कोशिश करते हैं. I think I have sent a notes में मैंने ऑफर कर्व का काफी अच्छा नोट्स बनाया था. You can see here. Let me show you. I think this notes, I think yeah, this one. This notes everybody has. This one ऑफर कर्व. You please read this note. I don't think इससे बढ़िया आपको कहीं नोट्स मिलेगा. This ऑफर कर्व very clearly given. And offer curve sometimes referred as reciprocal demand curve. This was asked in many times in HCU, in JNU, in CUET. What do you mean by reciprocal demand curve? Offer curves are also known as reciprocal demand curve. Were introduced by Marshall and Edgeworth. Note it down, please. Please read this note. Very, very important notes. Even important than my class lecture. तो HC also told कि ऑफर कर्व का डेरिवेशन हम लोग कैसे करते हैं, वही PPF से करते हैं. जैसे जैसे आपका स्लोप होगा ऑफर कर्व उस तरह से आएगा. हियर आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू ड्रॉ वन ऑफर कर्व. आई विल ड्रॉ, नेक्स्ट रेस्ट यू कैन ड्रॉ. जैसे ऑफर कर्व का जो स्लोप है इट्स लाइक दिस. ये आएगा आपका होम कंट्री का. दिस इज होम कंट्री, होम ऑफर कर्व एंड दिस इज योर फॉरेन कंट्री ऑफर. ठीक है. And what will be this point? Intersection point of offer curve is known as anyone? Anyone? This point E. Point E is known as? No idea. There will be a line. This line is known as? Who will join this point? Terms of trade. Terms of trade का क्या होता है? Definition और formula, mathematical formula. Anyone? Am I audible? Please reply someone. Please reply whatsoever you know. Let's make it little bit interactive. Don't sure कि I should give always right answer. Give anything, whatever you know. See, terms of trade is nothing but the price ratio. Price of export upon price of import. If you take it in the percentage form, that is terms of trade. barter terms of trade. And how do we calculate offer curve? Offer curve is calculated with the help of PPF. You know that कि most of the times we have increasing PPF because of this one. ठीक है, अब क्या हुआ, यहाँ पे स्लोप होगा, देयर विल बी सम स्लोप, द मोर स्लोप विल बी फ्लैटर. यहाँ पे देखिए, हियर स्लोप विल बी लिटिल स्टीपर, देन लेस स्टीपर, देन वेरी फ्लैटर, लाइक सेम, जस्ट यू गो हियर, सेम डायग्राम हियर आई है. So once your slope is here at the like steeper, so it has very high slope, almost 1, 1.2 like this. So almost slope 1 होगा तो कर्व का फ्लैटनेस कमेगा. आपको डायग्राम बनाना काफी आसान है, मैं यहाँ बना दे रहा हूँ. When slope is, this need not to be very much important for exam, just basic you should know. Slope is, if slope is steeper, it will vertical. Here this line will have slope equals to 1. अगर लाइन यहाँ से जाएगी, इसका स्लोप 1 होगा, जो कि 45 डिग्री का एंगल होगा, राइट. हियर वी हैव लाइक दिस, ठीक है, इसका वहां पे 1 होगा, फिर यहाँ पर 1 मोर स्लोप इट विल गो 1/2 होगा, 1 मोर स्लोप इट विल गो 1/4 होगा. सो दिस स्लोप इज 1, दिस स्लोप जो वेरी जो काफी ज्यादा फ्लैटर है उसका 1/4 है, जो थोड़ा फ्लैटर है वो 1/2 है. So this point you have to just join adjacent to this mirror image. This is a kind of see mirror image. PPF का just ये mirror image है. So these points you will get slope for, and just join these points you will get slope. Offer curve country A, country B, country A अपना है, and this is this. This has to come through this way. Actually I brought this wrong. That is known as offer curve. And एक आपको मैं homework दे रहा हूँ, just one homework. Class will be tomorrow only. There you have to just learn how it is draw hexagonal का वो डायग्राम and how it ensures general equilibrium. ऑफर करके डायग्राम आप लोग एक बार खुद से ट्राई करेंगे. इफ यू आर अनेबल टू ड्रा, no problem, just theory you should know. And terms of trade, there are few kinds of terms of trade. Anyone knows, or have you ever listened it? Anyone, have you heard of it? Anyone? Terms of trade,
sir, like net barter terms
yes,
of trade.
net barter terms of trade होता है, वेक्टर इंटेंसिटी होता है. Yes, so please इसको आप, yes, so please इसको आप गूगल करेंगे. Class will be tomorrow, we'll discuss. Just a kind of curiosity I kept. So let's discuss something important, small topic which can be helpful in exam. What is optimum tariff? Anyone? Optimum tariff क्या है? Any idea? What is optimum tariff? Any kind of tariff which maximizes welfare. That is known as optimum tariff. It need not to be कि 10% होना चाहिए, 20% होना चाहिए. It also maximize the revenue. At the same time, it should also not that harm producer and consumer surplus. In tomorrow's class, we are going to see tariff theories and new trade theories. अभी हम लोग प्रोडक्ट साइकिल मॉडल देख लेते हैं थोड़ा सा. Just that is very basic. प्रोडक्ट साइकिल मॉडल काफी आसान है, छोटा सा डायग्राम है. That we can see. We'll just see the diagram. Here product cycle model. If anyone knows, can someone tell what is product cycle model? If any of you have heard product cycle model, PCM, it's not like physics, chemistry, math, but product cycle model क्या होता है? If any of you have heard of, please, Gaurav. Product cycle model, it is because of technological gap. चलिए मैं हिंट दिया हूं. Who invented product cycle model? Anyone? If any of you can tell, it is okay. Am I audible? हाँ बताइए आप लोग, कोई अगर पढ़े हो तो. टेक्नोलॉजिकल गैप मॉडल, प्रोडक्ट साइकिल मॉडल. मैं एक हिंट दे रहा हूं, चलो. Product cycle model, in fact, then came technological gap model. Product cycle model was given by, in the beginning, I self told, I think. Product cycle model, this was given by Warman in 1960s दिया था, और 61 something. Please remember, Warman. Technological gap model and product cycle model. देखिए इसका छोटा सा है, बेसिक थ्योरी क्या कहता है, that you guys should know. Simply, sometimes क्या होता है, in the economy or in any country there is a technological shift, And here trade is based on dynamic difference in technology. Dynamic trade is based on dynamic technological difference. Okay, this statement was said by sponsor. Please note it down. Sponsor. Question can be asked, or you can also read the book. Everything is from Salvatore. Whatever we are discussing is from Salvatore, and you can refer my notes. In notes also we have mentioned. So trade is based on dynamic technological difference. It was given by sponsor. तो स्पॉन्सर ने क्या किया, आपका जो ट्रेड होगा वह जिसके कारण भी होगा. अगर क्या हो रहा है, सपोज दैट टू कंट्री है, वेरी क्लासिक एग्जांपल यूएसए एंड जापान. अच्छा, हु वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ ट्रांजिस्टर? एनी आइडिया? नो आइडिया ना. सी, यूएसए. क्या हुआ, ट्रांजिस्टर जब बनाना शुरू किया ड्यूरिंग वर्ल्ड वॉर, आफ्टर वर्ल्ड वॉर 1, आई थिंक बिफोर दैट, आई एम नॉट एग्जैक्ट श्योर. सो ट्रांजिस्टर इट वाज वेरी लार्ज इन नेचर, काफी बड़ा यहाँ पे होता था, हैंडल होता था, एक्स्ट्रा साउंड यहाँ पे लगे होते थे. आफ्टर दैट जिस जापान जो था ना, इसने रेप्लिकेशन किया. रेप्लिकेशन मीन्स इमिटेशन थ्योरी. टेक्नोलॉजिकल गैप जो है इमिटेशन से भी होता है. एंड दिस जापान मेड अ रेडियो, एग्जैक्ट, वेरी कंपैक्ट, वेरी स्मॉल, वेरी स्मार्ट लुकिंग, and they have copied it from USA. So you have to go through 5 different stages in product cycle model. So this stage has 5 stages. I will be just drawing here. ठीक है, 5 स्टेज है. Will wind up, don't worry. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 and this stage 5. ठीक है. Let's start with USA. Earlier what happened? USA used to produce any good. So यहाँ पे USA प्रोडक्शन कर रहा है, कंजम्पशन कर रहा है. ठीक है. Stage 1. Am I clear? Please respond someone.
Yes, sir.
Yes. अगर आपको समझ में ना आए तो please interrupt me कि sir this point I did not understand. हाँ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 stages. Okay. So यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है कि USA is producing and USA is consuming. Then USA thought कि चलो ठीक है, हम पहले प्रोडक्शन करते हैं. First we will draw production curve. तो हमारा प्रोडक्शन कर्व कुछ इस तरह से जाएगा. Let me just draw it. रेड वाला है प्रोडक्शन, P I am writing प्रोडक्शन कर्व. Now USA what thought? Yeah, how long we will keep producing? Let's also gain our money by something exporting. So they keep keep consuming, keep producing. दोनों साथ चल रहा था. ठीक है, प्रोडक्शन भी हो रहा था और कंजम्पशन भी हो रहा था. Then they thought कि let's चलो now export something. So they have produced more. If they produce more, production should be more. Then only they could export, na? Then they are producing more. So in stage 2, more production and less consumption. So this curve is like this. This curve is like this and it will go like this. Okay, this is C. Blue is C. C is consumption curve. Always remember. And this gap is what? Anyone? This shadow line. This shaded line. Anyone can tell? What is it? Yes.
Export, sir. Right?
Exactly. Fantastic. This is your export. Because you thought ki how long we will keep only consuming. Let's produce more and whatever extra stuff we will just export. तो ये हो गया हमारा export. At the same time, you need a country, right? Country A suppose that USA and country B suppose that Japan or India. So you need a country. You will export. आप किसको export करोगे? Or somebody needs to be imported. So in stage 2, what happened? Let's import. ठीक है? यहाँ पे import शुरू हुआ. So more import शुरू हुआ. Japan started importing. Okay. So import began, import going on, import हुआ. Let's say import. That is, import is all about consumption, right? Importing something means you are consuming something. Always remember, import is associated with consumption. Now Japan is also very smart. He thought, yeah, we are getting product from there. Let's open it and let's apply some our own brain how they people are making it. Then we will also do some imitation and we will add some new technology so can reduce our cost. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ इंपोर्ट हो रहा था, यहाँ पे इंपोर्ट हो रहा था, इंपोर्ट. देन जापान स्टार्टेड प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑल्सो. तो यहाँ पर से स्टेज 2 से उन्होंने इंपोर्ट शुरू किया. स्टेज 3 पे दे स्टार्टेड प्रोडक्शन ऑल्सो. और प्रोड्यूस करते दे बिकम नाउ एक्सपर्ट एंड दे आर ऑल्सो प्रोड्यूसिंग नाउ. सो दिस गैप इज व्हाट? एनीवन? दिस गैप एनीवन?
So import.
Very good. You people are very smart. This is import. And what about this?
Export.
Exactly. This is your export. Clear? तो यही था आपका बेसिक प्रोडक्ट साइकिल मॉडल. There are 5 stages. Product is produced. and consumed only in only innovating countries. This is innovation theory. Innovation हुआ, they innovated, they discovered something. So in stage stage 1 only both is done by the innovating countries. Stage 2 में क्या हुआ, growth phase started हो गए and they start exposing. फिर stage 3 में भी started exporting, stage 4 में भी started. In stage 5 this is your, what is this last topic of the day? What is this, anyone?
Product cycle.
No. This curve.
Import by US.
Yes, import by US. वही होता है ना भाई कि तूने ही प्रोडक्ट स्टार्ट किया, तूने ही प्रोडक्ट इनोवेट किया, एंड नाउ यू गाइज आर इंपोर्टिंग. सी दिस, दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. सो इन्होंने क्या किया, दिस, हाँ प्लीज.
Stage 4, how is it possible for both the countries to export?
How it is
Possible for both the countries to export? Like
no, it is not completely, it is reducing here, like this curve is like this, okay, slightly it is reducing. You see here export is rising, now your export is declining. You don't see, like, see here export rising, now your export is declining. By end of stage 4 your export is completely declined, almost zero, and here your exports starts increasing, right? It is possible na, isn't that? That is the product cycle model. तो यहाँ पर हमने क्या किया, थर्ड स्टेज में import and export. Now I think things are very clear. So we are done with today's class, and few basic things we have done. That is, once you should remember optimum tariff. अच्छा, one more tariff, prohibitive tariff. What is it? Prohibitive tariff. Anyone? What is prohibitive tariff? कोई आइडिया है?
Maybe very high tariff to prohibit some activity.
Yes, Yadav is correct. Which restricts import and make it zero. So that kind of tariff you are completely, suppose that if something is 10% और आप 100% और 1000% tariff लगा देंगे तो what will be there? Zero. That is known as prohibitive tariff. Anything left or any comments? We'll wind up the class. That's done for the day. We are done for the day. All trade theories we have done. हाँ बोलिए.
अगर आपके नोट्स पढ़ेंगे तो फिर वो सेल्वेटोर बुक पढ़ने की जरूरत
No, not at all. नहीं.
कम है.
हाँ, छूना भी नहीं है. This note you don't know how time I have invested here. This is more than enough. और this notes का खूबी यह है ना कि you don't even have to think according to yourself. Notes is more than enough. आपको नहीं पढ़ना है बुक, ठीक है? Everything is mentioned here. देखिए टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड भी मेंशन्ड है, एवरीथिंग. एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट यू, प्लीज डोंट शेयर इट विथ एनीवन. कंपटीशन इज वेरी टफ एंड आई रेस्पेक्ट ऑलवेज हैंड रिटन नोट्स. यू माइट बी फाइंडिंग सो मेनी नोट्स इन मार्केट. यार अभी डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में नोट्स आर फुल, मार्केट में काफी ज्यादा नोट्स हैं, बट आई फाउंड दे आर मोस्टली कॉपी प्रिंटेड. टाइम पास है, यहाँ से कॉपी किया, यहाँ पेस्ट किया, इट डजंट वर्क. So these are very authentic, and please put some time. Just once you read. If you don't find, if you understandable, send the screenshot. I will reply. Some of you student have sent me. I found 2-3 people send me. He said this point I did not understand. This point I did not understand, and I gave the audio reply. Okay then.